Hello, I'm Deocean of Deocean's Deep Woo. Just a little bit about me. I'd like to welcome you to the show, but I thought you ought to know. Before I got into all the woo, I was very much more science based. I spent some time doing that because it kind of helped me deal with the experiences I could not explain that happened to me. The stuff I couldn't talk about, the stuff that got me in trouble when I brought it up. I know that I used science to try and explain and really bury everything for a while. But it doesn't work after a while, especially after a near-death experience where I spent some time on the other side. I came out of it having to 100% say, okay, there are a lot of things that right now science is totally in the dark about and cannot explain. And thereby started quite a path. So that's what I'm doing here, is sharing what I've learned over the years. And there are plenty of people here who have experienced woo, for lack of a better term, which is all things mystical, metaphysical, magical, paranormal. We're talking everything from UFOs to cryptids to ghostly encounters to time slips, everything. People have experienced it. Try to remember that people can only tell you what their experience was, okay, from their point of view. So be kind to each other. You don't have to agree. You don't have to accept what anybody says, not even me. Just be nice to each other about it. Thank you. Okay. And I have been a shamanic practitioner for many years now. So I didn't know at the time that I was starting down that path. I didn't know at the time even exactly what a shaman was or what a shamanic practitioner did exactly. I'd heard of it. And so I tried on a lot of belief systems. I looked into a lot of things, a lot of religions, a lot of beliefs, a lot of mysticism, just to do some kind of a comparative study and realize that really they're all part of the same thing. So for me, shamanism ties together everything and does not lock me into a box where I have to believe anything. Because if you think of it, most religions have certain rules that you must follow and believe. And shamanism is much more free than that. And that's why I choose that. It's not a religion, it's a way of operating, so to speak. Okay? Which means it's experiential rather than according to some kind of a code. This is based on my experiences. So I base my beliefs on what I have experienced and what I take in from others, the information and the experiences that they've had, and how it resonates with me. I hope that you consider to do the same. Okay, that being said, I happen to lean towards the Code Earth theory that we're actually in a simulation. And I'm not alone. There are a lot of people with PhDs that believe that same thing, that we cannot possibly be in reality prime. The odds are infinitesimal. In fact, many of us seem to have memories of pre-sim times and places. How do you explain that? Well, there may be a lot of explanations, but mine is, what if we just experienced it? Okay, I could be wrong, I could be right. So could anybody else. But let's discuss it and find out. That being said, too, I've had quite a few years doing this. It's been about 3.5 decades. Okay, with experiences before that I wouldn't admit to myself for a long time, or anybody else. So, I know how that is. I also know how it is once you start opening up about this stuff. The people in your life that are not ready to accept that, how they behave, what can happen, etc. Okay, so, yeah, I understand. So just relax, keep an open mind. You don't have to believe or accept anything. You can even be here just strictly for fun. This is just tips, tricks, and hacks for playing a massively multiplayer, total immersion, hollow fractal learning game that we call life on planet Earth. Has nothing to do with real life, which takes place outside the Matrix. Or maybe it's all real.